The November wind sliced through the Oregon woods like broken glass. Malik pulled his torn hoodie tighter, the fabric barely blocking the cold. At 14, he had learned to survive the nights behind an old, boarded-up gas station off Route 26. He kept his treasures there, an empty backpack, a cracked flashlight, and a blanket that smelled like mildew but still felt like comfort. He walked deeper into the forest, searching for anything that could help him make it through another freezing night. Fallen branches, half-dry leaves, even scraps of cardboard, anything he could burn. The woods were quiet, except for the crunch of frost under his shoes and the distant hum of passing trucks. Then he heard it, a sound so faint he almost thought he imagined it. A whimper, soft and trembling. Malik froze, every instinct sharpening. In these woods, strange things happened, drunks wandered, animals prowled, and sometimes people simply vanished. The sound came again, a child's cry. His heart hammered as he followed the noise, brushing through tangled brush and stepping over moss-covered logs. The flashlight flickered weakly, casting jittery shadows between the trees. "Hello," Malik called, voice cracking. "Someone there?" No answer, only another weak sob. Finally, he found him. A little boy, maybe 6 or 7, curled at the base of a fallen pine. His face was scratched, his blonde hair dirty and tangled, his small hands purple with cold. Malik knelt beside him. Hey, it's okay," he whispered gently. "I'm Malik. Are you hurt?" The boy blinked up at him, eyes red and terrified. I'm Ryder." His voice shook. "I lost my dad. We were camping and then I woke up alone." Malik swallowed the lump in his throat. He knew what it felt like to wake up alone. "Can you walk?" Malik asked. Ryder shook his head. "I'm cold." Without hesitation, Malik pulled off his thin jacket and wrapped it around the boy. The cold bit into his own arms, but he ignored it. He lifted Ryder carefully, surprised by how light he was. As he carried him toward the road, Ryder clung to his neck like a lifeline. Malik whispered, "Don't worry. I'll get you somewhere safe." He didn't know where safe was. For him, safety was something that lived in stories, not real life. But Ryder needed help more than he needed fear. After nearly half an hour of walking, Malik reached the empty roadside. A storm of motorcycle engines suddenly erupted in the distance, deep, thunderous rumbles growing louder. Malik stiffened. He'd heard rumors about the Hells Angels in these parts. Big men on bigger bikes, the kind people avoided. The convoy burst into view, headlights slicing through the cold dusk. Malik stepped back, clutching Ryder protectively. One of the bikers skidded to a stop, ripped off his helmet, and froze. His eyes widened in shock. "Ryder," he choked. And just like that, Malik realized he wasn't holding just any lost boy. He'd found the missing son of a Hells Angels chapter leader. And nothing in his life would ever be the same again. The roar of motorcycles echoed through the trees as the last of the Hells Angels convoy skidded to a halt. The air smelled of gasoline, cold pine, and burning rubber. Malik tightened his grip around Ryder, unsure whether to run or stand still. Every instinct told him danger was approaching. Big men in leather, roaring engines, tattoos that spoke louder than words. But the man who rushed toward them didn't look dangerous. He looked broken. "Ryder," he shouted, voice cracking. Malik gently lowered the boy into the man's arms. Ryder instantly buried his face into the man's leather jacket, sobbing. The biker held him so tightly it looked like he feared the world might steal him away again. The others circled around them, 15. Giant men, most of them tattooed, rough-faced, and silent. Their vests read Hells Angels Oregon chapter. Malik's breath trembled. He had wandered near their compound before, only close enough to hear dogs bark and engines roar. Nobody dared go farther. The man holding Ryder slowly looked up at Malik. His eyes were fierce, bloodshot, but full of something unexpected, gratitude. "You found my boy," he said hoarsely. "Kid, you saved my world." Malik swallowed hard. He was alone in the woods. Cold. I couldn't just leave him. A tall biker with a thick beard stepped forward. "Boss, this the kid everybody saw sleeping behind the Shell station." Malik felt heat rush to his face. Shame, fear, exhaustion, all the nights he'd curled up under cardboard, hoping no one would notice him, and now he was surrounded by the loudest, toughest men in the state. The leader, Titan, lifted Ryder onto his hip and rested a heavy hand on Malik's shoulder. "What's your name, son?" "Malik," he whispered. Titan nodded once. "Malik, you're coming with us." The words struck him like a punch. I didn't do anything wrong." Titan shook his head. "No, Kid, you did something right, and nobody who saves my boy spends another night on the street. Before Malik could protest, the bikers gently steered him toward one of the motorcycles. A big man named Bear handed Malik a thick leather jacket that hung off him like a blanket. Put this on, lil, man. You're shaken like a leaf. Inside the jacket, Malik felt warm for the first time in months. He climbed onto the back of Bear's bike, gripping the metal frame as the engines roared back to life. The convoy began rolling toward the Angels compound, a gated fortress in the middle of the woods, surrounded by trailers, garages, and a massive clubhouse painted with their skull-wing logo. Malik had imagined the place 1,000 times. Now he was inside it. Bikers gathered around him, offering food, blankets, even smiles. Real smiles. Sit, Bear said, placing a steaming plate of chili in front of him. Eat slow or you'll hurt your stomach. Malik ate like he might never eat again. Every spoonful felt unreal. This wasn't a shelter. This wasn't charity. This was family. Titan returned after putting Ryder inside the main cabin. He sat across from Malik, studying him with a seriousness that made the room go silent. You're safe here, Titan said finally. As long as I breathe, nobody touches you. Understand? Malik nodded, his chest tightening. No one had ever said words like that to him. But as the bikers celebrated Ryder's return, a cold wind slipped under the door, carrying a whisper of danger. Someone, somewhere out in those woods, had taken Ryder. And they weren't done yet.